We went linearly. We went
I like
3,
that.
18, 40, 46.
Oh yeah. Hey, look at that pattern recognition.
How about that?
Huh.
Wait, with me, did I recognize the pattern?
You did.
What does that mean?
You rec
Psychologize me.
you just recognized a pattern. It's
Does it
basic
benefit me?
cognition.
Does it say I've got good brain?
Yeah, probably good brain.
Hello and welcome to the Answers of Lemon, the smartest icebreakers from the dumbest dudes. Are you at a friend's wedding right now and you don't know what to talk to about the groom's party or the bridesmaids? Well, you can distract them from the wonderful day, the most magical moment of somebody else's life, with a weird question. And then maybe you can make them laugh as you go and ransack the open bar. To show you how it's done, it is none other than the God of Odd himself, Connor.
And I'm here to fulfill my life's purpose of helping you upstage the bride and groom on their very special day by being the absolute center of attention with the perfect conversation starter so that nobody even remembers Mr. and Mrs. and Mr. so and so, who it is, whatever you might have it.
And I'm your humble host, Evan.
Usually
Man,
you keep
he's
talking.
really reliant on me being the host of this. Like, if I
I guess,
stop
yeah.
talking, he's just like, "What do I do?" I I usually have earthly vessels to do my work for me. Do
Yep.
I need to send down divine judgment in this silence? That was a test.
Yeah, I guess, those situations, I should really just decide to be the quiet person in charge. You don't need to feel awkward. Here's another conversation tip. When nobody's talking, whoever is the least awkward seeming person, whoever has the most confidence, they win that silence. Look expectantly at your conversation partner as if to say, dance for me, Jester.
Don't do that. That sounds really
Don't do
shitty and
that.
rude.
Don't do that.
What terrible advice. We're supposed to be nerds helping nerds have better conversations, Connor. We have a very clear cut pitch when I go talk to people in the real world. Do not undo all the work that we've done.
I don't know, man. I don't know. Maybe we should take this in a very different direction and start telling people how to win conversations and just bring a really adversarial sort of approach to what's
Well,
traditionally a
that's
very
it, folks.
back and
It's been
forth.
a nice series with you. We're done forever.
Oh, hang on. I'm sorry. Oh God, that was. I must have been grabbed by whatever dark spirits lurk in the heart of every male-led podcast. That's
I was
my
about to say,
mistake.
like, were you every other podcast with an actual audience? Fuck. How you been?
Ah, all right, all right. Been fairly productive, and and I swear this is not the first time I've said this, but this time it's really true. I am this close to being done with the electrical work in this house.
Jesus Christ, you
This
said you were
close.
done with that a month ago.
I was done with a different part of it, but now, all I have left to do is the lights in the closets, and that's it. And I've got 30% of that work done. I'm this close, and I'm trying to feel really triumphant, even though I haven't earned it yet.
Wonderful. Wonderful. I'm sure you. I'm too tired to make fun of you. Good job. I'm
Hey,
proud
thanks.
of you.
We,
Boom.
I should find you when you're at the end of your rope a little more often.
Right? Right? And it's just, yeah, I love you, buddy. You're great.
How
Not
are you,
even
man?
drunk, just slurring because he's so tired. Me, I'm great. I get to see you tomorrow in the flesh.
That is true. Yeah. I am making my way across the country for the previously mentioned wedding that was previously referenced wedding, I guess.
Yeah.
So I get to see Evan in person for the first time in
Yeah.
a while. A while.
So it'll be good to do this podcast in person privately for each other, otherwise known as having a conversation. What up? And get to see some friends get married and, dance, because that's how I live my life. So yeah, that's exciting. That's really good.
Yeah.
I'm good. Exercising, eating slightly better, positives all around. But the most positive part of this day is before we go into our weird questions, we need to talk about the weird questions in the wild. Every Wednesday is Weird Question Wednesday on The Answers 11, and we reach out to you, our two listeners, on social media to see what you have to say about our stuff. Because we don't care what our answers are, we care what your answers are. So, what are your answers? Me, I have one of them. One of the questions is you're cursed by a witch or a fae or some other vile entity to turn you into an animal. What is the most cruel and not unusual, but ironic choice? Right? That's the question?
Yeah. More or less.
Yeah. So I want to give a shout out to Milano Inc. on Instagram. Their answer was a sloth because they are slow and have bad eyesight. And as an increasingly older man, he finds himself turning into one anyway. So just being an old man in a different animal form would be a bit of a bummer for him.
Especially because the sloth would also be aging. And so he would do this huge leap forward in poor eyesight and low energy, and then continue to slip even further after that.
Right? Just a bad time all around. And it's like I'm younger than him, and I'm like, I feel you, dude. My back is destroyed. I'm still in the prime of my life.
Yeah, what's an animal with a famously terrible back? Camels. Camels, there's a whole series of sayings about the things that go on camels' backs and what breaks them. That could be you. You could be the metaphorical camel.
I was thinking that camels are hot because they got humps, and I used to listen to the Black Eyed Peas as a kid. It's a My Humps reference, Connor.
It is. I'm just trying to figure out if that would be even more cruelly ironic, that this would be some kind of punishment for you mistaking humps for humps, maybe.
What you gonna do with all that junk inside that pachyderm?
I think that might be elephants, my dude. You might be thinking of dromedaries.
No. Fuck! You're right! Damn it!
There we go. And then you'll forever be reminded of the one time you mistook animal terms. It's three different layers of curse.
Oh man, I'm doing bad. I am a bad camel.
Yes. I'm winning.
Is that a sex toy?
It almost definitely is. Almost certainly.
I feel like bad anything is like a sex toy name.
Yeah.
Google at your own discretion.
Hey kids, here's a fun party game. Ask your friends to do this
You could tell us what your answer to your weird question is, Connor. Segue, boom.
Ooh, nice. That's send us something at lemonanswers@gmail.com to give us the worst, the absolute worst Mad Lib game ever. Start with bad, insert noun, find sex toy. Apart from that, the question that I asked was on Reddit: what media from when you were growing up would help someone better understand you as a person?
Oh, good question.
Answer I got from Berry Tinsel 16. That's berry as in the fruit, not as in short for barreled. Said pretty much any episode of Friends. Life's a mix of sarcasm, coffee, and constant confusion about what job Chandler has. And although I've never watched Friends and I do not understand the appeal, I do understand sarcasm, coffee, and not knowing what your job is. So I can vibe with that.
Okay. Yeah, no, I immediately shut down at the sound of Friends because bad TV. But no, the spirit behind it, I can vibe with. So Lord knows I don't know what I'm doing with my life, and I have bad coffee.
And I think the spirit of media from formative years, not necessarily good media. I think
that's
almost
a good
all
point.
of us have found a bad show growing up that really touched us that we later had to reconcile with.
That's a fair point. My answer last time around was Yu Yu Hakusho, and that's a great TV show. So I'm coming at it from the other end of the spectrum. Like, hey, here's a fucking masterpiece of 90s anime.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I'm thinking about. I watched a lot of How I Met Your Mother, and a show I do not stand by anymore. But
I
which
guess
did really enjoy.
Beetleborgs. Beetleborgs was something I watched a lot as a kid.
What the hell is that?
Power Rangers, but Beatles.
I never stop being surprised by the amount of Power Rangers things I do not know. They
There's
just
so
totally
many.
missed me.
There's so many, dude. There's a scene in Dragon Ball Z Abridged where Vegeta's rattling off all of the Power Rangers clones to Gohan, and it goes on for so much longer than you expect it to. You're like, yeah, 5 is the limit. No, it just keeps going.
Man. Yeah, somehow I think I got turned off by the like old time Godzilla movie type feel that the show had, at least the couple of episodes that I glanced at.
My dude, we watch kung fu movies on a monthly basis.
Does Power Rangers have is it like it's different though, right? Do you know what I mean? The elaborate costume of somebody who doesn't move very much of old time Godzilla movies and those
Okay,
the Power
yeah,
Rangers things.
we are in it for the flips more.
There were a lot
I get
of flips.
Okay. Yeah. No, I can see. I liked Power Rangers as a kid because that one dude had a knife that played a flute that sounded like electronica music, and it summoned a Dragon Zord.
I don't think I was fun enough as a kid to let the fact that he was playing a sword go by me. I would have been like, you can't do that. That's not what swords are for. You can't play a sword
I'm
like
fucking, I'm eating it up with a spoon. Like, let me chow down on that forever, my guy.
that. Yeah, not without.
Why
a
were you
lengthy
so fucking lame
explanation.
as a kid? Why couldn't you willfully suspend your disbelief?
I wanted things to make sense, and if they didn't make sense, they had to explain themselves to me, or else I didn't like them.
And now you make no sense to me, and yet here we are.
But I always explain myself.
Way too many years later.
I always explain myself, whether you want me to or not.
Yep, definitely don't want you to. Don't be mean to the person you're talking to. Fun fucking tip, baby.
Until you've
We can
talked
do
to them
this because
enough.
we're old friends.
Yeah, once you've talked to them enough, then it's time to let loose.
Also, New Englanders. Apparently, we're like abrasive and not nice to be around.
Bah, bah, bah.
All right, Con. Let's get it with our first question of the day. What do we got?
All right, we're talking number 3.
This is old. Yes! This is an old one. As you know, they are in fucking chronological order, my dude. And this one is so old and good. I love it, and I don't remember any of the good answers that I had for it. Connor, what is your 1920s gangster nickname?
Whoa. Oh gosh. I definitely could have had a very solid baby face Fitz before I grew the beard.
Oh, yeah. Dude, I have a picture of you with your mutton chops. I'm just like, what a small little baby. Look at this not even man.
Yeah, that was me. That was me. So smooth. So young. So
Now you're-
youthful.
And now you're all raggedy.
Yeah,
Raggedy
grizzled.
Andy over there.
Beards help with that. If you need
Yeah.
you need to bring in just a little bit extra rough, rugged, I can't see his chin kind of energy. That's
Wouldn't
that's
know.
what beards are for.
All my hair grows below my chin, otherwise known as the neck.
Yeah, no, that's not the same. Not the same. Still a lot of chin left after that.
Fortunately, I have a slightly okay jawline. It's not the most like chiseled, but it's not existent.
I think I'm gonna reclaim an old nickname for this, and I'm gonna come
Oh.
back to Fitzy the Flinch.
Oh, holy shit!
This is a nickname from high school.
This is his nickname in my phone.
Did not know that.
Oh yeah. No. You're Fitzy the Flinch. Tom is Longshot, and Joe is Cute Ass. It has been that way since high school.
These are all our pool playing nicknames
Yes.
because Evan had a billiards table in his basement when we were growing up, when we were in high school.
Yeah. And we played a lot of pool together, and we gave each other nicknames. It doesn't help. Mine was Scratches.
Scratches. Scratches. Still pretty good. Still a pretty good nickname. Not so much in the context of playing pool.
Yes, like context aside, great nickname. What a fun nickname. Context, wow, you're shitty at pool, my dude.
And I think that's because you made your shot up like very frequently, but often at the sacrifice of the cue ball also falling into a corner, which is called a
Yeah.
scratch for people who aren't in the know.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I was pretty good. I couldn't control the cue ball, but I could get all the other ones to go where I wanted.
Yeah, yeah.
It sucks when you lose. Would you scratch on the 8 ball?
Yeah.
It's how we kept it even.
Yeah, and so I got Fitzy the Flinch because I was standing at the far end of the pool table while somebody else was taking a shot. I don't remember who it was. It was probably either Tom or Joe.
Yeah.
But they hit it and it went off of the table very unexpectedly and landed dead center in my crotch, which was only saved by my very baggy cargo pants acting like a parachute, just catching it like a security net.
Because remember, we're old men, and things were baggy when we were young, because that's what the cool kids wore.
I have been on the lookout for a good pair of cargo pants at Goodwill. I have not found any.
I mean, to be fair, like all the kids are snapping them up because like carpenter jeans are back. They like them. They like them baggy.
Me too, kids.
But yeah,
Me too.
but yeah. So he got super skittish after that. Like
I was
anytime
very twitchy.
there was so like anytime a shot was taken while he was like near the table, it was like oh, ah!
Yeah. Yeah, it didn't it took a couple of weeks, I think, of playing to regain my feeling of security.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
But
it didn't
Fitzy
help that
Fitzy the Flinch would be a great gangster name.
it would be really good. It'd be really good. Yeah. What color suit would you wear?
You know, probably like a forest green. Mm, yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I'm going with.
Yeah. Pinstripes?
Yeah, pinstripes. Pinstripes.
Yeah. Yeah. What a cool guy. So my answer, I'm thinking back to the 1920s. So, casual racism.
Hmm. Yep.
My real life nickname is, Cheeks. So I think combining all of these factors together, I could be known as the Cheeky Pollock.
Cheeky Pollock. Mm. Yeah. All right. And so is this a nickname that you don't want to hear about? Like if somebody calls you the cheeky Pollock to your face, you get into a scrap?
Yeah, the brass knuckles come out at that point.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cause like I got to maintain my status as tough guy.
Yeah, I could see you going around brass knuckles brandished going, "The cheeky what? Finish it." What were you going to say? What were you going to say? The cheeky what? Let me hear it.
I mean, I come from a lineage where my grandfather used to hold up rolls of quarters when he got into fights at the polka dances, so his fists would hurt more. Because that's how you kill a man.
Why were people fighting at the polka dances?
Because the Indian Orchard boys were causing trouble, and Jaji was like, "I'm putting a stop to this."
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, I guess when I think of polka, it's such a like low energy, comfortable, like we're all enjoying the music. No one's like really going all that hard. There's nobody really showing off at polka in my experience. Everybody is just
Yeah.
like keeping it to a simmer.
That's because it's 2025 and all the people who dance polka are old. They used to be kids when drinking and driving was legal.
Oh yeah. And there weren't any
Yeah,
seatbelts.
yeah. So they were just raising hell. But like one of the stories that Jaju was most proud of was he was like there'd be this group of people who would show up and then they would start like picking fights, causing trouble. So he would just sit back and watch them, and he noticed that it was this small guy who kept starting all the shit and then skedaddling. So he waited one time, saw the guy start the stuff, and grabbed him and said, "You're not getting away this time," and beat the shit out of him. And then there was no more trouble.
And that's all it takes. Just a little applied violence.
I think that there needs to be a healthy amount of bullying. I
That really is, it's really tricky to draw the line. It is very a case by case basis, but there are some times where like someone comes in and they're being physically violent and like that kind of invites a violent response, does it not?
I mean, Connor, how do you get better with the knurling on a bar?
You take the pain.
You take the pain and then you get calluses and then things are better.
Yeah.
If you go too hard, then the stuff rips and you bleed. So there is that fine line that you need to walk. It's just all about self-improvement. And sometimes to improve society as a whole, we need to fucking pick on the losers so they're a little bit cooler.
So now you're going to be possessed by the evil spirits that lurk inside the hearts of all podcasts led by men.
No, this is just a bad part of me. I believe this outside of podcasts too.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, no. I think people need to get bullied a little bit. Not a
Violence,
lot.
violence is
A little bit.
the last recourse, but
I didn't say it was
recourse.
violence. I didn't say it was violence. I said bullying.
Oh, okay. So what are you advocating for, you think? More like using putting a roll of quarters into your verbal aggression.
Hey, telling people to shut the fuck up when they're being stupid. Like I think people get a little bit away with like either bad talk or not realizing how the world works. Like, hey, shut the fuck up. You're 14. You'll learn.
This is the classic example of abrasive New England advice.
Yeah, yeah. I do own that one completely. What else I'd like to own is the next question.
All right. Could be 18 and it could be 81. 18. 18.
Cool. Wow, we're still going. We're going old. We're going old on these ones.
Yeah, these are the questions that have all like settled down to the bottom after enough time. We're going
Oh,
below where light penetrates in our history of questions.
uh, this one's for Connor. You can ignore this, two listeners. Connor, I talked to you about a Pokeball question recently because I thought it was neat. We were one away from that. Funny how that works. The question, number 18. What's adorable on the outside until you fully understand or experience it? How the fuck did we come up with this?
Whoa. I don't know. Somebody must have been attacked by a squirrel that day or something. All right, I'm gonna go with
That was funnier than my reaction gave. That took a second to land. That was a good one, man.
oh, thanks. Oh, thanks. My
Yeah.
answer,
Yeah, yeah,
my
yeah.
answer to this question is squashed faced dogs.
Okay. Yep. Please go on. I think I know where this is going, but do carry on.
Yeah, pugs I think are the best example of this. They're not the only ones that people
Yep.
have decided like, man, I love my dog. I love my dog so much. I just wish that they reminded me even more of a human being. Why don't we just squish their face flat so it looks more like the way a human being face works? And then we had pugs. And that seemed like a good idea at the time.
And now they can't breathe.
And now they can't breathe so much and they get like infections in their face folds if
Oh, I
you're
didn't
not
know that.
careful. Yeah,
Oh, that's sad.
it is sad.
Well,
Yeah.
Connor, this was adorable, and now it's less so now that I know about it.
Yeah, now that you've fully experienced it. Yeah, man. Yeah, it's too bad. It's yeah, this is a bummer. This is a bummer.
Yeah. Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no.
I think French bulldogs might be in that category of squishy-faced animals, and they are the most popular breed in the United States.
Didn't know that. I did
Oh,
not know that.
fun fact. Not so fun,
Um.
as a matter of fact. Now it turns out,
Yeah.
and I think like they might not be the worst case. Like if they just have some roundness in the nose, I think things are working out okay. But yeah, adorable looking little dogs often have painful little bodies.
Well, this is very very enlightening, and I think it's important now that we slip in our as we always do, our PSA of the week is adopt, don't shop.
Adopt, don't shop, people. Get a dog that needs a home. Don't make a dog for your home.
Yeah, I like how you put that. Yeah, because there's so many cute little idiots out there who need your love and are gonna be great.
And the secret is, in my experience, once you take care of the dog, you will find it adorable. It really is like my second dog, Rumor. It looks like she's made out of spare parts. She's just like
She does.
she's so long and she's got such a small head and a tail that's so big. And I love her to bits, and I think she's the cutest dog ever because I've taken good care of her. And that just endears you to the dog, or it endears them to you, I think might be the proper sentence there. So,
Either way, they're cute AF.
yeah, if you're not in love with how a dog looks at the shelter, just give it a couple of weeks. You will fall in love with them. They're good dogs.
They are good dogs. Same with cats. Fucking Leah brought home Diego, and I was like, don't bring home that cat. She's like, fuck you. And now he's my little bro.
Yeah.
We're Friday bros, man. Because every day is Friday when you're with your bro.
Every day is Friday when you're with your adopted bro. Adopt, don't shop.
Adopt, don't shop. I'm going to go with every JRPG ever created ever.
Okay. All right. Yeah, a kind of necessarily some element of chibi uwu cuteness. No
Yeah,
doubt.
like everything's like really adorable and bright. And then, by Act 3, you're punching God in the face, invariably.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter how small it starts. By Act 3, you are punching God in the face, figuratively, if not literally.
Yeah, we have a prime example right here on my
Yes.
on my shelf back here.
Everybody. Oh, I don't know where my Tipo is. I'm sorry.
I have a stuffed Tipo doll here.
Mine's sleeping.
And at first, you think, well, that's nice. It's a little girl who has an animate doll. Well, that's fun. And he says the darndest things. Oh, it's cute. It's adorable. Until you find out that he's like, what, her repressed id?
Yes. Yeah, he is all of like her fears and wants and yeah, just everything that little very timid reserved girl pushes away because she was abused and abandoned.
Seems so cute.
Yeah.
And yet, when you explore and fully experience, turns out very dark, very scary, very sad.
And then he literally opens the gates of hell.
He does. He does, much like she wants to. That's the worst thing about it, is that this girl really wants to open the gates to hell, but she can't let herself feel that desire, so she puts it all into this very creepy doll, and it opens the gates of hell for her.
There is a side quest in this game where you have to find 3 really pretty pink things so she can make friends with 2 slightly mean girls in the city. Because she just wants to be loved. But instead, she's on a quest with a doctor and God herself to stop a different god from destroying the world. Instead of being a kid.
JRPGs.
Yeah. Like, fuck, even Pokemon, you're like, oh man, this stuff's cute. I'm just a little kid kicking. No, dude, Team Rocket is a gang.
Yeah, they terrorize people.
I didn't realize it as a kid. They held the radio station hostage.
Yeah, for a long, yeah, people are like tied up in corners. Their lives are being threatened.
They cut off slowpoke tails to sell them at a premium. They induced evolution into Magikarp to sell more Gyarados. They're not good people, and you're just like, yeah, go Charmander.
They don't they don't even shop. All right? Like I would love for them to adopt. And they could shop compared to what they do, which is steal other people's pets.
Yeah, yeah.
Everyone's having a
That's
good time.
baby's first JRPG.
Yeah. 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 Yeah, everybody's enjoying themselves up to Cerulean City, and then you get to Lavender Town, and like, oh yeah, I know that you felt really secure about all your Pokemon just fainting when they lose a fight.
Painting.
Oh, but they can die. There's a whole
Oh yeah.
cemetery, a huge one. It's enormous. There's
Oh, don't
so
worry, it's
many dead
haunted.
Pokemon. Oh
It's
yeah,
haunted here. We need an army of spirit medium to keep the ghost Pokemon at bay.
because they died such violent, angry deaths.
Man, I don't like thinking about things that are adorable too deeply because then they get sad.
Some things
Why
are
did
just
we ask this question?
some things are just adorable, I guess.
Like cats and dogs.
Yeah, like dogs and cats in the shelter, which you can
Yeah.
adopt. You can go do that.
Go take care of them.
Yeah.
You got room in your heart, they've got room in your home.
And on that note,
What's our third question, bud?
40.
40.
Pushing forward
What
into modernity.
instrument? What's up?
We're pushing forward into modernity. This is
We
a
are,
relatively new question.
What a more modern question than what instrument has the most sex appeal? I got this answer on lock, my dude.
Yeah, bring it in. Let's see what you got
One
to
man
say.
band. Everybody wants someone who can multitask.
The
You
one man
serve
band.
another for your own detriment. You get everything working in concert for their entertainment.
Yeah, it's like advertising the most giving menage a trois, menage a four, menage a 12.
I think it's called an orgy, but
Just come together. And nobody has to worry about anything. The one man band will be at the center of all of it, coordinating an entire symphony.
I am ready and willing to make you sing. We don't normally get Blue on this podcast.
Ah, that's such a good answer.
Yeah. I'm really proud of it. I think it's you keep the beat, you can do the melody. There's
And
rhythm,
you know what? And there's
harmonies.
always a new trick coming. There's always like, hey, but surely he can't use every single joint in. Oh yeah, no, wait, no, that knee is coming into play beautifully. Well done, sir. You've pulled it off.
Talent. It takes talent, dedication,
Stamina.
stamina,
That is a cardio demanding task.
willingness to grow,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And
open to possibilities and exploration.
a selfless heart. There to perform, there to give to everyone.
Perfect. It's the perfect individual. If you run into a one man band, just ask them on a date. They're gonna be great for you, I'm sure, because they're great for themselves.
Whoa. All right, you have really thrown down the gauntlet. Okay. All right. I gotta go in exactly the opposite direction,
Okay.
where the one man band uh, sets the stage for full imagination, easy contact. Everything is coming together. It's not the bass.
right?
It's not the
Damn
bass.
it! Fuck!
Not the bass. Sorry.
Damn it!
Sorry. What it is, the name of it, I don't even know. I'm hoping you're going to help me out. But this instrument is pure tantalization. It's that instrument. It's just like an electric pole
A fucking
standing right up.
theremin?
A theremin. Yeah, it's
You're
nothing
such
but
a fucking loser.
nothing but almost nothing but maybe not quite. There's magic in the way that you almost receive contact.
You do touch a theremin at times.
I think to turn it on and off, but otherwise it's just hand waving in the air.
No. If I think like if you want to mute it, I think your hand has to touch the handle at the bottom.
Ooh, so you don't need to touch it to play, but every now and then you'll get just a little something, just a little soft there to keep you happy. There is delivery on the end of that promise, but just a little bit. Or maybe the sex appeal of the theremin is that you don't even need to take the instrument out in your imagination. You can just put yourself into it. You don't need to think like, oh well, what would he do if he didn't have that bowstring on the violin? You just think I could be inside that theremin being caressed lovingly as he is manipulating the electromagnetic field.
Your brain is a fascinating nightmare.
I think probably the theremin is the only instrument that can be played via the jack-off motion. When you think about it.
No, but I'm not going to continue that line of conversation.
I think that might technically be true.
I'm not going. I will argue with you on this off podcast because this is not something I want to sit and be part of. Like, I think this question was great. I think we're just bad at it.
I think. Well, I mean, maybe on average we're bad at it. You put me into this position because you already had the perfect answer right up front.
I'm sorry, I did have a really good answer. So you're just like, what is the most left field choice I can take?
My answer,
and then I will fucking debate club myself into making this work. It's like that scene in SpongeBob where there's 30 Connors in your head all yelling at once.
My answer might not be good, but at least it's surprising.
At least it's yours.
This is my answer. There are many like it, but this one is mine.
Oh God, boy, freaking howdy! I hate how much of a solid argument you made for it. Like it better than any rate.
All right,
46. Let's wrap this one up.
46 is the next one.
46. We went linearly. We went 3, 18, 40, 46.
Oh yeah. Hey, look at that pattern recognition.
How about that?
Huh.
Wait. With me, did I recognize the pattern?
You did.
What does that mean? Psychologize me.
You just recognized a pattern.
Does it benefit me? Does it say I've got good brain?
Yeah, probably good brain.
I got good brain.
Good brain. Good brain award of the day goes to Evan.
Which anime battle has impacted you the most?
Oh. All right. I don't know if we're both gonna rely on Baki Hanma, Grappler Baki,
fuck,
for this one.
I wasn't right now, but Baki Hanma is the impetus for this question. I now remember what my original answer was. So, if you want, you are more than welcome to take Baki Hanma. I have many animes in my brain.
Okay, and there are so many different fights that are really impactful in
they're so
in
good.
Baki Hanma.
It is the most bullshit storyline that you've ever seen, and you're just like, yeah. You get so absorbed by it. It's bonkers. I don't know if you're choosing Baki Hanma. I do think we will need to talk about Baki Hanma if you don't.
I am. Well, so I'm choosing that anime series, but I'm a fight that doesn't actually involve Baki.
Ooh, which one?
So this is Pickle versus Kaio Retsu.
That's such a good one. Was this before or Kaio Retsu? I was thinking of Doppo Orochi's son.
Mm, yeah, no, we're going Pickle versus
Yeah.
Kaioretsu. But
Yes.
Dopo Orochi's boy, also an excellent fight against Pickle.
Yes.
So dumb. Okay, so I want to try to summarize this in brief terms because I think the more detail I give, the less impactful it will be.
And the
Because you have
longer
to,
this conversation will be because we're gonna go into it like a fucking sports commentator breaking down panel by panel.
okay. Kaioretsu is a master of Chinese martial arts, and they make a big deal
Yes.
about how it's 4,000 years of Chinese study of martial arts is embodied in Kaioretsu, and he's a
Yes.
player. On the other side, you've got Pickle, who is a literal caveman.
Recently thawed.
And I do need to stop myself and say this show takes itself extremely seriously. This is not funny. This is not a funny show. This
Yeah,
show is
no,
dead
there's
serious about fighting and muscles and men.
yep, there is no ki, there is no senzu beans, there is no magic. It is just the effort that you put in to hone your body.
And what's amazing about the show is that you believe it when you watch it. And so Pickle is a caveman who won't eat anything that he hasn't personally killed. So he's starting to starve because he also won't fight anything unless it is a worthy challenge.
Yes.
And there is this universal urge within the big fighters of this show that make them all really fucking want to fight Pickle because Pickle is a specimen, just an
Yes.
incredibly buff human being who just, oozes fighting potential because they found him
Just
in the ice killing a T-Rex.
yes.
And this show is taking itself very seriously, and that's what's beautiful about it because you will also take it seriously when you watch it.
Entirely.
And I'm not going to go into the fight itself, but this is a spoiler.
I'm
Pause.
okay with it.
Okay. Uh, at the end of it, Pickle does rip off Kaio Retsu's leg. I think from like the knee down,
Yes.
and he eats it there while it's
Yes.
happening and only doesn't eat the rest of Kaioretsu because I think he gets tranquilized. But he does get to eat Kaioretsu's leg, and Kaioretsu is like, of course he did. He earned my leg that he ripped off. And
Yep.
while Pickle is eating the leg, he's crying
Yep.
out of gratitude, I think, or
Yes.
like
Yes, it
that was
was.
such a great fight, and I have so much respect for you, my competitor. And all this is happening. Pickle does not speak. Pickle is a caveman, and he's crying because he's saying goodbye to the guy who just tried to kick the shit out of him, failed. He's eating the dude's leg, and they both want him to eat the leg at that point.
Yeah, people tried to stop Pickle from eating his leg, and Kaioretsu's like, no, motherfuckers. He earned this.
I think Kyoretsu was also really upset that he survived because he wanted Pickle to eat the rest of him too, because that was
Yes.
their fighters' agreement said without words when they entered into combat.
It sounds so fucking ridiculous when you say it in words, but when you look at it in pictures, you're like, yes, yes, you beautiful men.
I
Who are
promise
also
you.
drawn as fucking monstrosities. They are just like piles of muscle.
With extremely beautiful faces.
But
Very
also
like
really ugly faces.
yes, they're all it's both at the same time. And they
It's
make the weirdest
fascinating.
expressions. Yeah. And I
Yeah, that's a really good one.
I think about that sometimes.
Oh,
That,
yeah.
yeah, it's just such a ridiculous series of events told with complete sincerity and seriousness.
It's not going to be my answer for this, so we won't go into it too much. But mine from Baki Hanma is the fight between Baki Hanma and Yujiro Hanma.
Father and son.
the father and son, and just how much of a father-son relationship they put into these like because they're not people at this point. Like they are, but they're both considered to be like the equivalent of like multiple armies as like each person.
Yep.
Like Yujiro Hanma is known as the strongest creature to live.
He has personally
Or
defeated the standing army of the United States of America.
Yes. And Baki is both his progeny, but also has proven himself to be not like at his level, but like of a similar caliber, as close as a mortal can come to Yujiro Hanma. And like, it was like positioned as a fight, but it was also like a father and a son playing and like being scolded and growing up together. It was very strange. And another spoiler of just actually no, I'm not even going to go into the spoilers, but like how the fight ends is based on imagination. And it really fucking gets me. Like there are moments in that which these monsters and like joke of a familial relationship has some of the most heart in it, in a thing that I've read in a long time, that I think about it a lot. Like the car scene, the nunchuck car scene, Connor.
Yeah.
I think about that often.
Yeah. And I don't want to spoil. I kind of want you not to explain nunchuck car scene. Good.
I'm not.
Good. There's so much more magic.
Read and find out. It's fucking beautiful.
It's insane.
It's so good. It's so good. And I think, which anime battle has... Oh, sorry. Go on.
My closing thought, the way that this has impacted me is how much believing your own story will make other people believe it with you.
Yeah, that's a... Dude. I watched the Eye Patch Wolf video on it recently, and I just think about how his other two mangas are about a dude who does makeup and a dude who apologizes really good. And I'm like, I want to read both of those.
There's just no fear in that storytelling. It's utter confidence, utter disregard for even the thought that other people might not take it as seriously as the creator of Grappler Baki does.
Because you do. Because you have to.
Yeah. And it's just so easy. So easy to be right there with him, seeing through his eyes.
As the fighters are drawn to pickle, so too are we drawn to the reality that is this story. Fascinating.
Yeah. So that's me.
Goku versus Frieza.
Say more.
Because that is the first like get up and shout moment I ever had watching a battle in anime. Because like I remember other fights like the Saiyan Saga where Goku saves Gohan and kicks the shit out of Nappa. All the craziness with the fight against Vegeta. Like there was just something about the Saiyan Saga. Like even with fucking Captain Ginyu trading bodies with Goku and Goku hucking a frog to swap bodies back. Like it was neat. Like there was a lot of cool stuff. But the fight against Frieza, Goku turns Super Saiyan, and it is the pinnacle of Dragon Ball Z. Like it is a loved one's death that pushes Goku over the edge to unlock the potential and achieve the level of legend to stop, for all intents and purposes, Space Hitler.
Yeah.
It just go, and like that's back when they used to draw like the effects of things happening. So like Goku would like have like his shirt got all ripped off, so it was like just his upper chest exposed, and his pants are tattered. He's covered in blood and bruises, like at his like body's natural limit, and he pushes beyond to fucking beat Frieza. And it's so cool, just that transformation scene. It's one of the reasons I love anime, because it's just the overcoming adversity, the cool fucking factor, the like, you put in the effort, you can be rewarded. It's just,
Yeah.
it's awesome, man.
And I think what's so compelling about being pushed to victory by someone else dying is because I think that is the moment in a lot of people's lives when a loved one dies, when that wish fulfillment of if I want it bad enough, that means it should happen. That
Mm,
kicks in so strongly at that point of like, but I feel so strongly that this person should still be here. And in anime and like in fiction, that happens. Is that
yeah.
Goku is pushed toward he does want it bad enough that it makes it happen.
Yeah. It's really good. It's really good. I don't have much more to say than that. It's just I guess that's the trouble with this question of just like so many of the feelings are feelings, so it's kind of hard to verbalize them when like you know what it is in your chest, but coming off of the tongue, you're like these pale in comparison to the emotions that is coursing through my body.
I think my only criticism of that fight is that Goku doesn't eat Frieza, which I thought was weird. He doesn't at any point start eating Frieza, and I
He
feel like that's everything in a fight. That climax of
takes
eating the other
he takes
person.
a bite out of his tail earlier in the fight.
Does he?
Yeah, you're not a Dragon Ball Z boy.
Nope.
Goku has bitten most of his opponents.
Cool.
Yeah.
I do know that Goku is on some level a wild monkey man, so that adds
Yes.
up.
Yeah. Yeah. So the Saiyan race is like a monkey person. If they see the moon, they turn into a giant King Kong. And then they have tails. Except when Akira Toriyama forgets that they're supposed to have tails, and it's just like, well, fuck it.
Don't the tails get ripped off from time to time also?
Yeah, from time to time.
Yeah, sometimes.
And then there gets to a point where he forgets that they're supposed to have tails and just never draws them ever again. But no, also Goku is originally based off of Sun Wukong.
Which is
Journey to the West, the Monkey King.
I have
You
no
don't
idea.
know the classic Chinese tale?
I do not.
Oh, dude, yeah, go look up Sun Wukong after the podcast. It's Overly Sarcastic Productions has a series going through the stories of Journey to the West, and they position it like an episode of Dragon Ball Z. It's great.
Cool.
Yeah, I'm surprised. I really thought you would have known about that.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, no, he's like a trickster. He's a trickster king. He can shapeshift. He's got he's got the staff that Goku has that like changes length. He's got a headband because the monk Tripitaka needs to keep him under control, otherwise he'll go rampage. So if he disobeys Tripitaka, Tripitaka starts to give him massive headaches with the headband.
Yeah, no, a lot of that does sound very much up my alley.
Yeah, no, like Journey to the West is like one of the oldest shonen. Like it's not. I mean, what are old stories but just anime?
Yeah, I mean, we're talking about Dragon Ball Z. It's given so much credit for being so fundamental. And 3,000 years after Journey to the West. I mean, come on.
In 3,000 years to this day, you've made it to the end of the podcast. You didn't need to listen this far, but you did, and we appreciate it.
That we do.
Help us out. Rate us 5 stars, please.
And also
Please?
go check out some ancient Greek writings about Socrates. The original podcast. That's the fundament. That's where podcasts really got started. Is Socrates asking sarcastic questions of people and then telling them that they're wrong at the end of it.
Wow. I like how we do it better.
Yeah, technology has advanced since then.
If you want to get in touch with us, you can shoot us an email at
lemonanswers@gmail.com.
lemonanswers@gmail.com for questions, comments, answers, whatever you want, man. We're on social media. We do all the memes and the Weird Question Wednesdays at
The answer is a lemon.
The answer's a lemon. You can find us on all major social medias that we care about.
And can
the ones that we don't, we're not on
endorse. Yes.
All right, thanks for listening to Anime the Podcast. Love you. Bye.
Bye.